All right.
Now recording.
Mm-hmm. We got this, guys. We're so good.
So
Wait,
excited.
Is this dry attempt number 1 or 2?
This first attempt. We'll do 3 attempts like we always do each week, and we'll record the final one after that. Once we've nailed it, we've got it all perfect.
Got it.
Oh,
yeah.
Good. Want to make sure that we get it right.
Yeah, exactly. Jeez. Right, speaking of getting it right, we better start off the right way by introducing who we are and what we do, and this is the Minecraft Update. Hello and welcome, it's episode 39. My name's FoxyNoTail. These other 2 people are Jessiie B and Slack, but they're not important, so don't worry about them.
Wow.
Truth never hurts, does it?
We all play Minecraft and make videos and do YouTube and stuff.
Whoa, now. I've not loaded Minecraft except once in the last month.
Okay, we have a long history of playing Minecraft.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's legit.
And probably will do in the
Nailed it.
future at some point. Jeez.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm not interested in the future. I'm interested in the past. I want to know from both of you at the same time because, well, let's get it out of the way now. What have you been up to this week? On your mark, this set, go. Wow.
I don't want to talk over anyone. Nice.
Well, that idea fell on its face, didn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
Slack, you go first this week. Why not? You've got good news to share. I want to hear all about it. Make me smile.
Okay.
Take this
My good news this
fake,
week.
sad smile off my face.
Okay, fake sad smile off your face. The good news this week. Jen and me are having a baby.
Woo, baby.
Oh, really? I didn't know. It
No,
was a surprise.
no, right?
This is such shocking information.
Yeah. Whoa. It's like this is the first time hearing about it. Whoa.
Okay, there's cynicalism and skeptical
Congratulations,
responses
buddy, by the way.
aside.
Yeah.
Foxy's known for a few weeks, and Jessie's known for a week
A
now.
week, yeah.
Jessie's known for a week. Me and Jen have known since.
Old news, Slack. Old news. I said this week. What have you done this week? Jeez.
Well, look, this is good news. I'm happy about this.
It is good news. It is fantastic news.
I am genuinely happy about this. And typically, I would say most people wait till around 13 weeks to say something. Typically, most people wait till around 13 weeks to say something, and we're letting people know a little bit earlier. But even though it's kind of for not a sad reason, but it is for a reason that is sad in its nature. You know that last week my grandmother died. Of course, you two already know all my reasons behind this,
Yeah.
but the listeners don't.
Yeah, it's because you're impatient and you can't help it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean,
You're
had
just
I
too
not,
excitable, Slack. That's the problem. You
really?
can't keep your mouth shut
What
for
was your
toffee.
reaction to what I said this while ago? Something you would have had to either beep or edit out of the podcast.
Which bit? What? Hey?
Yes. Yeah, right. Good talk. Anyways, last week or the week before, we've had a couple weeks off now. Anyways, my grandmother died here recently. Everybody knows this. It was covered in last week's podcast. I had sat down to talk to Jen one day, and, you know, me and my grandmother hadn't been talking for about 9 months. And I wanted to kind of extend an olive branch to try to mend that relationship. And I wanted to let her know that she was going to be a grandmother. I am her only grandson. She has no other grandkids. Or rather, I wanted her to know she was going to be a great grandmother. The day that me and Jen sat down to talk about this, and it was okay that I could say something to her, was the day I found out my grandmother died. And I don't want any of my friends, family, and or community that I've grown to love to not share in my good news. So, though the reason for saying something early stems from a sad reason, because my grandmother never officially got to know that she was going to be a great grandmother, everyone else that is involved in my life, I want them to know. And so does she. That's why we're letting the cat out of the bag. So, yay, we're having a baby. Good. Yeah. Excited noises. Yeah.
Woo!
Wow.
That was a genuine woo. Didn't get nothing. Jessie's fallen asleep.
Yeah. She's
She's prepared herself for the news segment and gone to sleep early.
I think she genuinely ran away.
Yeah.
No, sorry, the kids came in. I had to.
Yeah. We heard you
I'm so
snoring,
sorry.
Jesse.
Well, suddenly you're making me a little nervous about this whole baby thing because like you're constantly disappearing because of kids.
Yeah, Evie came in to show me her Lego, and so the door is now closed, and I have the baby monitor up.
Oh,
Sorry.
wow. Wow. Hey, Mom, look at my Lego. Get out, I'm recording a podcast.
Here I am like all excited about, my first. And she's like, that's cute. Get out. Get out.
Wow, no.
Wow.
It was so was
Jesse
it my
wondering
turn?
whether she muted or not.
It wasn't a mean thing. I just put her back in the room and put a show on. It's fine.
So you just threw her in front of the digital babysitter is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you? Yeah, that's exactly what just
No,
happened.
I haven't. This is my first. No, I haven't.
I was going to say, have you not been around any kids in the last decade?
Don't worry, Slack. Jesse makes it look hard. Kids are easy. They do exactly what you want them to do whenever you want them to do it. They don't make any noise. They don't smell. They don't make a mess. They don't chew stuff or bite you. They're easy.
Wow.
You can just basically leave them in a room and just go. You can go out, go to the pub.
That's not true. Don't.
It's
So
fine. They'll be
is
perfectly
this
safe when you come back.
Is this as easy as making videos then?
Yeah, and then when people say, "Oh, you need to get those
so
socket
easy.
covers because their fingers are small," don't worry about it. The chances of them getting the accuracy to put their finger in a socket is very small. Don't waste your money.
Oh, okay. So it's nothing like the stress levels of
You're
trying to be a
making me
content
anxious.
creator, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's and one, the other once they get to sort of about 3 or 4 days old, then all you've got to do is buy an iPad. And that's it. Problem solved
Wow.
for about
Wow.
7 or 8 years,
I don't know what to
maybe
say.
more if you're lucky.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go with that.
He's trying to say my parenting advice is not on top form there, Jesse. There's a few holes in my plan.
All I can see is that gif. All I can see is that gif of the boy off The Simpsons sitting on the bus going, everything's fine. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
Maybe ask Jesse
is
for
it-
parenting advice. Yeah.
Yeah. You need any tips? I mean, but Jen
Jen's
already
done it
has
before.
one, right? Yeah. I was gonna say she'll know. She'll get you there. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it'd be fine.
So my week, are we on my week or am
We're
I?
on your
are we
week.
Okay. Sorry. So
No, we were celebrating. When I was in the moment for celebration,
I'm
at least I got a
sorry.
halfway
I'm sorry.
woo from Foxy and just crickets chirping from Jessie's side of the world. It was like, yeah. Good luck, sucker. Yeah.
there's many
That's
woos
exactly
from
what
my
it was.
side of the world.
The thing is,
many
Jesse was
woos.
taught and strongly believes in if you can't say anything nice,
Oh,
don't
my
say
God.
it.
Oh, wow. Why am I here today? Wow, so much
Foxy.
love.
Jeez.
Took her ages to think of that excuse about Evie's Lego, didn't it? Evie doesn't even like Lego.
Yeah. I guess kids, you can
loves
use kids
Legos.
as an excuse anytime you want then, huh?
Oh my God. I'm so done with you.
Wait a minute, Foxy. Wait a minute. You've used kids as an excuse not to record before.
Yes, brilliant. Works perfectly because no one ever argues when you say it's kids. Now, I don't like to go as far as like going, oh, so and so's ill. I don't like to jinx it, or they're not very well.
my
So
goodness.
they're just being kids. It's very difficult, and I want to be a really good father and give them more attention. So I can't possibly do things that like going to work or hard things like manual labour because my children require attention. So I'm a good father. Oh, shut up and get your iPad while I play on this game.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I'm so done.
I did your nappy yesterday. Jeez.
Good.
I fed you last week. What's your problem? My goodness me, it's worse than having a dog.
Wait a minute. I've done had to feed Toretto like 5 times today. How can it be worse than that? Because I sit down, I go to start working, and he comes up here and starts barking
5
at me.
times a
Yeah, the
day.
thing is, though, with the dog, you can just put them outside and then you can't hear them moaning at the starving. With
No,
kids,
I
if you do
can't. I
that,
can't
you
put
get
him
funny
outside.
looks
He's
from
the
your
size
neighbours.
of a hiccup. A bird will pick him up. There's these things called chicken hawks. I can't throw him outside. Now, kid on the other hand, what? Huh?
Sorry. Oh, dear. Right, Jesse, it's your week.
Yeah. So this week, as I mentioned last week, incredible stress. I'm stressed out beyond all belief. So I have been trying to find more healthy ways of managing that stress, because it's not going anywhere. It's going to be there. So I have been trying to get back into like painting. That has been fun. I have been doing more work on Minecraft, like off stream. So like no pressure, just me and like my terraforming stuff and just getting back into it.
You're
that has actually helped a lot.
You're doing away free Minecraft time.
Yeah, but when there's no stress of having anybody watching me and me fearing that I'm being boring, it's nice. It's nice and it's just relaxing and it's fun. So I have been doing that more. And then I set up a second Twitch channel this week, and I'm excited for that because I've been really missing playing games that aren't Minecraft. And I know this is the Minecraft update podcast, but I do in fact like games that are not just Minecraft. So
okay, so we got Slack that doesn't play Minecraft anymore. Now you're wandering off. If anybody out there's listening that would like to be a host on the Minecraft Update podcast, then you can contact us by our handy feedback form.
Hey, I am playing all the time.
Jessiie,
I just also would like new things.
You remember this time when a certain fox with no tail just disappeared for months? Didn't play Minecraft at all, right?
I know.
But was still doing this thing called the Minecraft Update podcast, right?
Yeah, I do remember. He was like, I haven't done anything this week. Oh, nope, I haven't.
I haven't done anything this month. These 3 months.
Yeah, so that's been a thing. But the most exciting part is I'm back to making videos. And
Don't do it.
I'm excited. I was waiting on somebody else to finish their half of something. So that's kind of part of the reason I was gone so long, is because it was just like sitting in limbo. But now that is done, I have all of this inspiration to like finish out what I've been working on now. So like to finish up this part of my story. So that's been really fun. And so I've been editing, and it's been kind of great, I have to admit.
Good. Excellent.
And you, Foxy?
Me? Oh, what an incredible week I've had. It's been positive, go, non-stop. It's been incredible. I mean, if I could tell you about it, but it'd take too long. So I went away this weekend. Me, Nellie, and Nellie's mum went to the Peak District and did some walking around some mountains, which was nice. And the rest of the time, I've been playing Minecraft, basically. Didn't do my normal streams last week because Mitz was not very well for one of the days, and I can't remember the reason for the other one. But I did end up doing our fantasy challenge server tour, which is, if you remember, my medieval challenge server that I put together for my patrons. They did a fantasy one. They had a month to build a light versus dark fantasy world, all in pure survival, no mods apart from one player sleep, and it was incredible. So much so that I ended up giving away 3 lots of prizes for that one to the winners. So that was absolutely brilliant. I followed that up by rolling villager trades on Jabber Edition. I really enjoyed that.
Villagers are fun.
Yeah.
And then my Bedrock videos was rolling villager trades basically, or trading. Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So you've had a week full of fun and adventures dealing with villagers.
Yes. In and outside of Minecraft, because the villagers in the Peak District are almost just as useful as the ones in Minecraft, but I'm not going to go into that. So, to be fair, everyone was really nice. It was a lovely little place we stayed at, and it was a very small little village area where we were. There weren't many places to go, but where we did go was really nice. So, yeah, it was great. I loved it, and that's why I'm so happy. So there we go. Although, no, I'm a bit annoyed because we came back on Monday and I got home with a reasonable time. Too late to do my Monday morning stream, but I had plenty of time for the rest of the day to like start recording this week's Minecraft video and doing stuff, but I didn't. I just went and sat on the sofa and watched loads of Rick and Morty, which was bad. So, yeah, I'm a day behind, which is why I'm a little bit frustrated today because I've been playing catch up. But I'm getting there. Anyway, geez, that's enough of our weeks. if you're interested in our weeks, then you can listen to the podcast that you're already listening to. Yeah.
Good advice there.
Yeah. So moving on from that, obviously we find out what people thought of our podcast last week. And I think overall it was pretty good. And we got some feedback. Do you want to hear it?
Yes, of course.
Good.
Sure.
Hakuzo brings feedback about the mob vote rather than the podcast, but that's okay. It's feedback. And they say, today I bring feedback about the mob vote. The newest statue is just a reskinned copper golem. The hide and seeker is a reskinned bush that gives a useless prize, and the sniffer is a plan pig that finds seeds. Out of all of them, the sniffer is the only one that adds anything new with the possibility of useless plants. All of the mobs, as of late, are lackluster and makes me not want to vote at all. Oh, geez, Hakuzo, don't vote then. If that's how you feel, geez. I shall, give someone else your vote if you're going to be down in the dumps about it. Jeez. I thought all of the mobs this year are incredible. I don't know which one to choose because they're all so fascinating and interesting. We've got an armor stand that can move occasionally. We've got a minecart chest that runs away from you, and we got a new plant. What's not to like?
Unshockingly to anybody in the entire universe who has spent more than 2 seconds with me, I'm totally super stoked for the sniffer. I think it's great. A big old dino that will probably give me a new plant. I'm into it. That's literally the only one I like, though. I think the other two are just lazy.
Wow.
Wow.
Honestly, it's what it feels like. It just feels like, it just feels like lazy. I mean, I've said this like the past few times. It really feels like they are making mobs to lead you into one direction. Like, and I felt this way for the past few, it feels like one is really thought out. Like one gets like a lot more attention. And then the other ones are kind of just there to just be like, there's also these options. And that's what it feels like this time for sure.
I don't know. I think they're trying to cover the basis of builders, explorers, and redstone-ish sort of people with what they've got. I think the problem is they don't explain very well stuff in the videos. So you watch the videos, everyone watches the videos, and you get the very, very, very vague idea of what it is. But then when you read all of the articles about them, the official ones that Minecraft put out, and you read all of the information about that, you get a whole bunch more information that's just not in the videos, which may have changed my mind quite a lot about the Tough Golem, to be honest with you. And as of reading our actual feedback section of our podcast Discord, I'm even more inclined to change my thoughts on that as well. So I just don't think they're very good at... I think they try and put, and we'll get to this later on a bit in the news, but they try and put too much very childish, patronising fun into their way they convey this information to us. As a result, we don't get anything that we can actually understand because it's just nonsense.
I mean, that's fair.
I really hope you can stand on the sniffer. It's got a big flat back. I want to be able to, I even want to be able to build
ride
on
it.
I want to be able to put blocks on it.
Well, that's an interesting
mobile base
take.
Mobile base.
You can do that on the dinosaurs in Ark. Why can't I do it on this? Yeah,
I would. I would quite like to be able to ride it. I don't know if I want to build on it, though.
Wow. Okay, fine. What do you think, Slack? And what are your thoughts on the mob vote? Are you as interested as Hakuzo? Can't wait to press that vote button?
Never. The other two just don't have no appeal to me. I mean, we got the LA, which is a laggy, not useful thing. That's exactly what the golem feels like. And what was the other one? The stolen idea? I mean, the portable chest. Huh? The rascal. Yeah, the rascal. Yeah.
Oh man, I kind of want to talk about what we're going to talk about later about the Tough Golem, but we'll leave it till later on because it's quite, it would help this conversation. But we'll move on.
Okay.
We'll move on.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens with the videos and why the tough golem is not even going to get considered.
Yeah.
Well, Coffee 76 says, good day to the dynamic trio. It was great to hear you all back at it. I want to go back to last week's podcast and was hoping to get Slack's feedback on the familiarity you all have with your audience. It seems Slack had a thought, but you moved on before he had a chance to weigh in. Thank you all and keep it up.
What do you think about that, Slack?
I've slept since then. I have no clue.
Okay, next question. Feedback.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, that's about right. That's how it feels. I mean, what? Me as John with another great episode. Nice to have you back,
it's only a
SlackLizard.
joke, Slack. It's only a joke. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Yeah, I think sometimes we do have bits like that where perhaps it feels like somebody's not finished talking or you're expecting something from all of us. But generally, when that happens, Coffee, it's basically there'll be a point in the edit where I'll finish talking and I've gone on for so long, the other two have fallen asleep and there's a big gap. And then we're like, where are we up to? Oh, yeah, next question. And then I just cut the gap out so it feels like we've cut Slack off or cut Jessiie off or cut me off or whatever. And in reality, I think if Slack probably did have something to say about that, I'm sure he would have cut back in again. Would you, Slack?
I don't know anymore. I swear I go to talk and I'm just like not heard anywhere. I swear my mic's messed up because it happens in Discord calls. It happens everywhere. And it's not just with you all. So I have no clue. But since then I've slept, so I don't know.
I tell you what, I have noticed, because obviously I record the Discord call just in case there's a problem with anyone's recording. And when I overlay them over the top of each other with what your guys' recordings are, so I can line them all up, I do often see that there is talking that's in the recordings that wasn't on the Discord track. So there are quite often points where you two have said something and I've not heard you because it hasn't come through on my Discord, and I'm just talking away, totally ignoring you both. So I mean, I talk over everyone anyway as it is, but I mean that makes it sound even worse.
So what Foxy is saying is if we really have something to say, we just have to be like, okay. just keep trying to bring it up. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So no, genuinely though, Slack, I don't know if you remember that far back into that conversation when we were talking about familiarity. Can you think of the thing that you hadn't said?
No, I've slept since then. I have absolutely no clue since then. None.
Well, unfortunately then, Coffee, that one is lost to time. Just like the sniffer. But it might come back.
You mean the tough golem and the copper golem and the blaze king and all those, right?
Yes.
Yeah. They can be part of, what is that other spin-off Minecraft game that's coming out?
Legends.
Yeah, Legends. They can be part of Legends. How's that sound?
Good to me. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Me as John?
If you want to. I'm not cutting anyone off.
I mean, wow. I mean, the irony of me as John, because, my real name is, that's kind of hysterical. Anyway, me as John _Slack. Wait, no? Yes. Another great episode. Nice to have you back, SlackLizard. Looking forward to hearing the final record edit. Oh, I guess they're talking about last week's.
Yeah. We haven't actually got around to recording the official version for last week because you told me to put the rehearsal out. So there's probably not much point now, is there?
No, definitely not.
Awkward silence. I was taking a drink. No.
I was like, oh, Slack's not going in. Gotta say something. Feel the dead space.
See what happens if I don't cut people off. If I don't keep this boat rowing, it sinks. Jeez.
Never.
Right.
Oh, we weren't in the news yet? Oh.
No. Dragoon says, hi all, from the wish list last week, I love the idea of volcanoes. Happily, I'm building one right now. Though linking into the talk about the day-night cycle, I would love to see a slider for day length. The number of times while building the volcano smoke, I've just got into the groove, placing glass, and it's night again. Can't see a thing, placing all the black and grey glass, and need to stop to sleep again. 10 minutes day cycle just seems too short. Thanks for the great pod, as always. I agree. I'd like a day slider so you can put your day to be longer and your night to be shorter. Again, you can do that in Arc. Just saying.
Totally agree with that. With 7 days to die, the daylight cycle being 1 hour.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Hatter made a pact to that here a while back because he saw Drath using one on Java.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It's so cheaty. All it does is like every other game tick, it turns day-night cycle off. That's it.
Oh, really? I was
Ah.
going to say, you just like every other tick, you could just do like take one tick off the time.
Or that would work too. Yeah. So,
Your moon and your sun might look a bit jiggly sometimes, but I think it would be relatively smooth if you did it quickly enough.
I mean, I would like an hour day-night cycle, but you never see nighttime. If Jessie's on the server, you never see nighttime. Doesn't even matter if she's based on a Mushroom Island or anything else.
Oh.
It's just always
You know
permaday.
You know
Permaday. Huh.
See,
Well, hi.
see, this doesn't work now because I have been doing a lot of gloomy projects, so I haven't been sleeping at all. So much so that Jade has
Conveniently.
said that she's the new Jessiie because she now sleeps all the time. So I
Right,
just want to say, where did that come from?
Well, I mean, it's convenient that Slack's not playing right now, so Jessie,
Lets
can't
it be nighttime?
fulfill her destiny
Yeah.
of sleeping nonstop. So she's depressed without Slack on the server, so she doesn't sleep to get that little bit of nighttime. Yeah, I see how this. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? It's I
Don't worry.
live to troll you. That's what this is now. It's
worry.
come to that point where I'm just like, you know what? Slack gives me such a hard time. I have to sleep. I have to
Let me
sleep
get my
all the
dry
time.
erase board here. My dry erase board. Anytime, writing this down, Jessie's streaming, log in every 5 minutes to, in quotation mark, take a thumbnail and sleep. Yep. Gotcha.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh, you all laugh, but you both know it's funny. How many times
it
have
would
you
be.
been doing something
Yeah.
and somebody logs in, sleeps, takes a thumbnail and leaves, and you're just like, I actually needed night for a few minutes. But
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you need
exactly.
a thumbnail in the daylight.
my thumbnails that I've been doing on 7 days in the dark, the click-through rate has been quadruple of what my Minecraft ones have been.
No,
in
people are
daylight.
bright and shiny. Right. The only thing I just had another idea while you're going on a bit on that one. You just turn daylight cycle off and then just have a timer to increase the daytime by a certain amount of ticks, and then you're not fighting it. That'll work. That's easy to do. Job's a good one. Right.
Jobs are good and jobs are done. Okay.
Good. And that's the end of that piece of feedback. We got quite a lot, apparently. So we're moving on.
Okay, so Squirrelicious says, not sure exactly where to leave this, but here's a reminder to revisit the Exuma inventory access video discussion. My question from last week. Thank you.
And here's a good time to talk about it, because I reminded Jessiie B just before the
Yep.
podcast. I would have reminded Slack, but he was asleep. So Slack, have you seen that video yet?
Um,
In that case, me and Jessiie will talk about it. Jessiie, what did you think to the Exuma's solution for the inventory management?
Okay, so I had thoughts which left me in a weird state, because we all know me. I am very much the girl who's like, that's too modded. And I feel that. I feel that in my bones. And I look at his solution, which is the new what is it called? GUI? Is it GUI?
Yeah.
I can never
GUI?
remember the
Not just UI,
Yeah.
either.
Yeah. So looking at that, my immediate brain is that seems very modded. However, like watching the video and like giving it a shot, I actually quite like it. I like the idea. Oh, dang it. Are you kidding me? Hold on, guys.
More Lego. Mom!
good thing this is a practice recording, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm literally skimming through the video now and the auto replacing the blocks.
Yeah, out of the shulker boxes.
Well, no, this is just if it's in your inventory that it auto replaces it.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Look, I still think one of the best ideas for inventory management is the idea that we've had of these scroll wheels. So like slot 1 could hold 5 different items. So I could put my pick there, my shovel there, my axe there, my whatever. And then slot 2. If you give me all of my, 9 slots across the bottom and give me the ability to cycle through in a circle, the spin wheel of all 5 of those, you've solved the inventory issue.
Yeah. Yeah, because effectively you've now got 5 extra rows of inventory space, but they're all neatly nestled into one row. I really
so
like
you could
that
have
idea.
you could really have like slot 5 be like your stone brick, your cobble, and your andesite and diorite all in one spot. One spot. And if you look at something and pick block it, it automatically goes to that spot.
Yeah.
What are we talking about now?
We're just talking about the same thing. Slack's been watching it now.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
We're just saying that we still agree that the original idea that I think Slack came up with, where you've got cyclable hotbar slots. So like each hotbar slot has 5 options, and you can just put like all of your tools in slot 1 and then cycle through them. And let's say you're working with cobblestone in slot 2, and you've got your stairs and your slabs and your wall, and you can just cycle through those. And rather than faffing about with having to pull out of shulker boxes and put back into shulker boxes, just to be able to organize your hotbar that way, I think would solve a lot of problems. And that's Slack was basically just saying that.
Okay.
No. That whole auto refilling, here you go, Foxy. With the spiral radial wheel of slot 5 being all your stone related stuff. If you have a shulker box of stone in your inventory, it auto refills out of the shulker.
So you want the shulker stuff from Exuma's video as well as the cyclable hotbars?
All right. You've been building in a giant stone area, Foxy, and you've been using all different types of stone. I've watched you on stream be like, "Oh, I'm out of this," and fly all the way back to your base.
Oh,
what if you could keep
totally agree.
that shulker in your inventory and just as you used it on your hotbar, it auto refilled out of the shulker?
Yeah, I really like that. I think Exuma's it makes a lot of sense in the fact that you've got a fixed set of things. So muscle memory, just being able to go back to, very quickly click it and you know which one you're selecting to get the item you want. But I think that's wasting a lot of space if you're not using a lot of those blocks. And then it's going to get quite complicated where he goes into the next part of the video where he talks about it's not just walls, stairs, slabs and stuff, but you click a different button and then you've got like similar blocks or stuff like that. Now, that's completely subjective to the person playing. Your idea of what's a similar block to something might be the total opposite of someone else's, or maybe you're working with contrasting blocks that don't go together. So
yeah,
I think I like the shulker boxes pulling in and push, collecting stuff and being able to access those from your inventory just by them automatically filling up your item slot. But I don't mind it. If they put that in the game, I wouldn't be against the circle thing in the middle. But I think just the scrollable hotbar thing that we talked about is superior in my mind, because then you actually get what you want to build with, rather than just having a lot of dead space on those circles.
No, I love the scrollable hotbars.
Yeah. So sorry, Jessie. Obviously, you disappeared there. You were mid-flow. Did you have some more you wanted to add to that?
No, it was very much just I like the idea of it. And I like the idea of the shulker boxes. My main concern with what his look like is would you have to have just one slot open, and then where would the block from that slot go when you wanted to switch something out? Like, it seemed like just the issue of would you have to have a half empty inventory in order to, like, it wasn't very clear on what would happen with the other blocks. Like, do they go into their own individual shulker? Like, it was a lot. So that was my main concern.
I think I did. Maybe I was talking to someone else about that. I feel like I spoke about that a little bit last week. But yeah, that was my concern, is if you're pulling all of these things out of a shulker box every time you switch items, where are they? How do they know to go back in again? So I can understand, like, let's say your shulker box already has some of those items in, they'll go back into the shulker box. That makes sense. But if you've taken, let's say your shulker box only has one stack of cobblestone stairs and you've just switched to that, they're not going to be in that shulker box anymore. So if you've got no free room in your inventory, does it just, whatever you switch to, if it goes away, does that go back into the empty shulker box if it exists? And then you've got a case of your shulker box is going to be full of all sorts of random stuff that you weren't really expecting. So then in that case, the shulker box is pointless. You might as well just have an extended inventory, because the shulker box in that scenario makes absolutely no sense at all, unless your shulker box is only filled with one type of item.
Yeah.
So, again, that just comes back to what we said a minute ago about these cyclable hotbar slots. You're not needing to worry about where things are going and where they're pulling from and going to. I like the idea that if you have extra ones in a shulker box in your inventory, then it'll pull out from that rather than you having to pull your shulker box out. But for me, that's not essential. I'd like it. The essential part for me is just being able to manage your hotbar, and I think our idea solves that better.
You know what would be nice too, Foxy? No, maybe this is taking it a bit too far. Okay, so we're talking about how autofill. Okay, what if you don't want autofill? Okay, what if, you know how you got pick block? Okay, so you look at something, you pick block it, and if it's in your inventory, it puts it into there, right?
Yeah.
What if you did shift pick block and it took out of a shulker out of your inventory then?
I think that would be
too far?
Too confusing to a lot of the times.
Okay.
Yeah, if it sometimes it did and sometimes it didn't. I think if you're going to pick block it and it's going to come out of your inventory, I don't think there's a reason to or a need to have a shift.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, you're right. How it sounded in my head versus when I heard you say it, I was like, that sounds stupid. Yep, don't do it.
No, I don't think it's stupid. I think I can see your reasoning for that, but I just think it just adds a level of confusion that's not really required.
Yeah, well, auto, if I go to pick block something and I got a shulker in my inventory of that, I don't care if take it out of my shulker. Yep. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Then you really know if you're out of something. Oh, I went to pick block that stone. What do you mean? I done ran through 6 shulkers of stone. Well.
Yeah. So I think there's improvements to be made, but I just feel like the Exuma one would just be, there'd be a lot of time where you'd be thinking that circle in the middle is just mostly dead space because I've only actually got, slabs and stairs of that block. I don't need those other ones. They could have been better filled in with other blocks that I've got. Maybe it comes up with all the different types of stairs. You've got all the different types of slabs, but then how do you control that? And then let's say that they do go with that option and it's got the selection of blocks that it's got, and then they do decide at some point they're going to add in vertical slabs or sideways stairs, then they've got to change all of that. Or I don't know. I think it's very limited and doesn't really solve the problem.
Oh my God, sorry. T-Man showed me something this week that I did not know. And I swear it feels like it's something that's implemented for an inventory update that's maybe coming.
Go on.
Well, okay. So right now, if you throw a shulker box at a cactus, what do you expect to happen?
You would expect it to be eaten by the cactus.
Right. And if you threw it into fire, what would you expect to happen?
You'd expect it to burn by the fire.
And if you threw it into lava, what would you expect to happen?
It would be burnt in the lava.
Right. You know what actually happens right now if you do that and the shulker box is full of items? All the items pop out.
Do they really?
Right now. Yep.
Yeah.
While
it's
before,
been that way for a little bit, I think.
While before, if you threw a shulker box full of items into the cactus, it was all gone. Now, because the shulker box has health, because all entities now have 3 health, when you throw it against the cactus, the shulker dies.
Well, it's just an item at that point.
Apparently, it has health. Because when it dies, all the inventory explodes out now.
So surely half of that dies as it hits the cactus as well.
Well, if anything does, yes, but it wasn't like that here a while back. Why all of a sudden is it a big deal that now when a shulker gets destroyed, does it remember its inventory and it spew it out when it didn't before?
That's probably consequence of the fix where people were breaking their shulker boxes, and because of lag, it was just deleting all of their items rather than I can't. I think that's just a consequence of a previous fiddle or bug fix. Surely, I can't imagine that's intentional. I like it. I think that's great, but
No, you like it till he told me how he experienced it the first time he was fighting a wither, and he had 6 shulkers of endstone on him, and the wither skull hit his dead body and exploded all the shulkers that were sitting there floating there, and now 6 shulkers worth of endstone went out and about.
Oof.
You can make a server killer with that.
Yeah, quite easily. Oh, geez. Well, that's interesting. Hopefully that'll lead to something interesting in the future. Maybe that does, give us clues towards inventory update or something like that. But yeah, who knows?
Sorry. I got derailed there. It just made me think of that. And we're talking about inventory update.
Jeez,
like, why?
We're 40 minutes in. We're normally through the news by now. We're still in feedback here, guys.
Yeah,
pick it up, guys. Pick it
He's
up.
always complaining about something, isn't he? Right.
I know.
Always complaining about something. Jeez.
So, right, Slack. Purple features quite heavily today. Our feedback form was full of purple. It was
purple.
Covered in purple, it was.
Purple. Anyways, purple. Hey, guys. What? Hold on. My brain didn't process what I just read there. Hey, guys. I think what Jessiie said about adding more plants would be a big pain. All the people that spend hours on farms would have to make auto farms for Jessie's grapes. It's a great idea, though. Purple.
Hang on a minute. It would be a big pain, but it's a good idea, though. So, like, I don't want to go against Jessiie, like, properly. I'm going to suggest I don't like it, but I also really like it, Jessiie. Don't hate me. Don't unfriend me, bro.
Your ideal's rubbish, but I can deal with it. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Purple. Choose a side of the fence.
Wow.
So, Jessiie, do you think adding more plants would be a big pain? Do you agree with purple here?
No, I think it would be awesome. One, it gives people more ideas for farms. You know, people complain all the time that, you know, they need more content. All these redstoners, all these farm tutorial people, they're always like, man, I need to create more ideas. There you go. More farms, all because of my stupid plants. So happy day.
Do we want a farm tutorial on how to get stupid plants? That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. When the sniffer gets in and
Please.
tutorial on how to find stupid plants.
Please do it. I would love it if you did, but you'd get so many people being like, wow, why are they stupid?
All right, so I get that feedback all the time when I just put villagers are pointless or trading with villagers is pointless as my last video title. I got the whole world's worth of angry mob chasing me, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Wait till next week when dolphins are pointless.
Blue Cat Eyes says, Foxy, Jessiie, and Slack. I waited to type this until I'd completely caught up with all the podcasts. We recently had a hurricane come through, and in preparation, I downloaded the whole podcast history to listen to while offline since I hadn't heard a single one. It was a 3-week pod marathon. Your humour, honesty, banter, news wish list, they got me through several weeks of difficult times. The three of you have a wonderful chemistry, and I write this with nothing but gratitude. You made me cry at times, but mostly laugh. That's because this week section is it's always just sad news. That's why you cry, but then I make it funny again afterwards. So it's all good. My feedback. Wow, you guys left me hanging there. Keep doing what you're doing. You three are absolute wonderful people. If I troll, it's nothing but love, even when you give me the bell, fire, or ban me, or call me a butthead. Diamond Fairy's cool. Wow. Secondly, how about putting up some of those things in the good ideas bin up as polls for us to vote on? Thank you all for what you do. Best, Blue Cat Eyes. We actually got another piece of feedback. I don't think it is in the feedback. Maybe not. Maybe it's somewhere else. Asking for us to put the good ideas bin ideas up somewhere on a list. And I would absolutely love to do that. But I can't be bothered to go back through and figure out what all of the good ideas were because I don't have the time to listen to 38 podcasts worth of content.
Yeah.
So if anybody would like to do that and go through all of the good ideas and figure out what we put in what bin. Yep. Well, no, I don't need episode numbers. I just want the good ideas, the full title and description of all the good ideas, and we'll have a Discord channel full of all the good ideas. Because
to vote on. I love that.
Sounds like a good idea for, one of these people to always leave feedback. Yeah.
There is another place where you can find a lot of good ideas, and that is the Minecraft feedback website where we actually get the good ideas from. But the good ideas bin is better, surely. Right. Purple's back, Jessiie.
I know. Purple says, hey, I have a completely random idea for you guys. If you are aware of what the MCCI Island server is, official MC Champ server, I think you should go and play a few games of it. Although this is a Java server, it would be so funny to see you three play it together. From Purple. So, Purple and your love of Java, we love you for your love. You know, you're so enthusiastic about this. And I just want to say, all three of us also like Java. I'm pretty sure we've all played Java. We've had hardcore world servers. We also like it. However, I know for me, stuff like that, I don't have the time. I love the idea. I think it's a lot of fun, but all of the free time that I do have is either in my kids or some sort of content making. So it probably won't happen from me, but maybe the boys would.
No, it's not my thing. No, it's not my thing at all. Purple's a rubbish idea.
Wow.
No, rubbish.
I think it's a great idea, Purple, and I'm totally up for it. But unfortunately, I've really hurt my leg, and I don't think I'm going to be able to make it.
Your kid needs to do something, right?
Yeah, well, I can't because my kids need my attention. Yeah. Yeah, Oliver's just come and show me his Lego. Oh, man. I used to play mini games, and they were okay, but they just... the problem is it's Minecraft, and it's so limited in what you can do. As you know, I'm kind of a bit bored of how the Minecraft character moves and jumps. I'm not very coordinated. I'm not good at parkour. I'm absolutely rubbish at PvP. So, you know, I'm genuinely quite bad at all of the mini games. So I think what you're probably looking for is for us to sort of reach some of this hype level that you see at the beginning of the Minecraft Live, where it's just 20 minutes of people shouting in different languages, and I can't stand it. I there's nothing more irritating than that part of the Minecraft live stream for me. I just turn it off and hope that it's finished by the time I log back in again. So if you're looking for that from us, you're looking in the wrong place.
We go, no.
I won't say no. Just I don't have the time.
Yeah, no. Jessie's kids need her as well, and she's really like.
Foxy, no. Let me translate that into Jessiie. Just woke up from the news section. From the news section, I'm awake. Yeah.
Wow.
Right, what's Trutley78 got to say, Slack?
Hi, podcast crew. Just wondering if you guys are going to do a group restream of Minecraft Live, because that would be amazing. Trutley78 died of hype for Minecraft Live. Foxy.
No. No. I think that's a really lovely idea, and I do like the idea of doing it, but for me, the Minecraft Live is a once-in-a-year opportunity for me to make a video that will do very well on my channel generally. So I go into hyper-focus mode, listen to absolutely everything, take as many screenshots as possible, and I'm constantly thinking about how I'm going to create the video immediately after it's finished to get it out as quickly as possible and to a reasonable level of quality. So I'd find it quite annoying being in a conversation with people while it's going on, because I was trying to focus, and I would feel, guilty about disappearing straight away afterwards and not being engaging in any sort of post-stream conversation, because I just want to be trying to make the video and doing the stuff. So yeah, it's just because I make content from that, it's an opportunity that I can't miss because it only comes around once a year. So unfortunately, no, it's a conflict of interest. But I think Jessie, I don't know about you. Are you Slack as well, Jessie?
I wait for
you. I think the TV members are having a group stream of it together. Oh no, not streaming it, but watching it together. Are they not?
Yeah, some of us are. I think a handful of us are going to sit in VC and kind of watch it and just hang out.
Yeah, see, I have no desire to watch it when it goes live, and I wait for these content creators who look for their once-a-year video, because I can't be bothered to watch a 6-hour live stream over something that can be told to me in 3 minutes.
Oh, and it is so drawn out.
Cringe. It's cringe.
I've got to say, I don't enjoy them at all. And this is going to come up in the news section as well slightly, but the way it's presented is, for me, I feel like it's presented to nursery level children. I find it incredibly patronizing. I found it incredibly cringeworthy. I think all of the hype section at the beginning, where they're showing you all of the mini game stuff and all of the streamers, and it just is totally overwhelming and irritating. And then they start, the only bits I like is where they're sat on the sofa and they're actually talking about what's coming up. Or the rest of it, I'm not remotely interested in. I don't care. I'm not going to be listening about Minecraft Legends. I'm not going to be listening about I've obviously watched the mob vote because I need to find out who the winner's going to be. But the guy in the hat, as much as I'm sure he's an absolutely lovely person, just drives me nuts listening to him because I feel like he's talking to a 3-year-old. And I think, hang on a minute, the demographic for this game is not 3-year-olds. It's not 10-year-olds. It's people in their early 20s is the average age of a player for Minecraft. Why are you talking to everybody like they're in preschool? I don't get it. And I just find it really patronizing and irritating. So, I don't know. I got onto that rant. Jessiie, save me. Oh, it's me.
I was just going to say, go?
Yeah. Go. All right. See you later. DJ Chris. DJ Chris says, hey guys, DJ Chris 2019. Thanks for saying about the Minecraft update problem. I don't know how much space of worlds I have, but I will not be updating Minecraft until this has changed. Love the podcast, Foxy. Your voice is great, not a chainsaw. DJ Chris doing a chainsaw impression. DJ Chris, I feel like you've not 100% listened to what we were saying, or maybe you've got the wrong end of the stick. There is an update for the Xbox. It's not going to change because it's not a problem, but we foresee it being a problem. We didn't know if it was going to be. It has been a problem, has it?
It's been a major problem.
But,
the original way of which you read it, you needed 90% free.
Oh, really? You need 90% of your storage free?
Yep. It's been a bad thing. It's bad.
Why don't we have that in the news section? Where's all of the news on that? I've not heard anything about that. I don't know
officially. I just know a lot of people in my community that have Xboxes. It's like broke completely. All their worlds have been corrupted. And
well, in that case, DJ Chris, you're absolutely right. So yeah, hold off on updating until. Oh jeez. And that's the end of the feedback. Thank you very much. If you want to leave us feedback, you can send us an email to news@theminecraftupdate.com. Put feedback in the subject line so we know that it's feedback. Or you can join our Discord, because that's a really good place to leave it. It's actually, I prefer it from there now because it's much easier. What I don't like so much anymore, believe it or not, as much as we're pushing it, was the website feedback form, because although it's convenient, it kept crashing on me today and it took me ages to get hold of the feedback out of it. So, yeah, if you could all just scooch over to the Discord and leave your feedback there, that'd be great. If you do leave it on the form, of course, we will read it. And if you send us an email, we will as well. But I like you more if you do it in the Discord. Speaking of liking
and then you can be part
more,
of...
Oh, sorry.
Hey, then they can be part of episode 40.
Yes, indeed, because we're going to be doing the next show live. It's going to be incredible. I'm going to be the best, obviously, but it's not a popularity contest. It's about Minecraft. I have to remember that. Right, news time. We have a bit of news.
You want to go?
We have the Minecraft
on TV, Jessiie.
Sorry. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's go make Foxy like
let's go work in Foxy's area real quick.
No, but pay attention. It's very important.
Okay,
the news is important. No, if I need you guys for the news this week. Right, okay. Minecraft preview 1.19.40.24 came out this week, and it's done very little. It's fixed the black pixels on maps again, apparently. Sweet berry bushes will do damage to players again, apparently. And good news for people that like amphibians. The soul sand and mud sink like effect has been removed again, and as well as dirt pass farmland collision boxes have been put back to normal again, because apparently there are a few bugs with the amphibian pathfinding. And that's it for that. If you want to see the full changelog, then of course you can find the link in the description below. The next piece of news, and I'm hyping this up to keep Jessiie and Slack wide awake, is that the mob vote intensifies. The tough golem is potentially more useful now. And we got a new video today as we're recording this, which was the cringy guy with the hat talking to me like I was a baby. It was wonderful. I loved every minute of it. But basically, they said that the mob vote, as we already know, will be open for 24 hours starting on October the 14th at noon Eastern Daylight Time. Is it EDT? There will be 3 ways to vote through the Bedrock Carnival-themed server, providing it doesn't get hacked again, the Minecraft.net, providing it doesn't get DDoSed, and the Minecraft launcher. So I would probably go with the Minecraft launcher because it's likely going to be the only place that works during that 24-hour period. If you don't know about the Bedrock in-game test being hacked, then you can look no further than the Silent Whispers video and see just how bad it was. And man, it was awful. Did you guys catch that?
No.
Okay,
Yes,
so basically somebody used a game launcher trick that Mojang haven't decided they're going to get rid of to give themselves a item, which when you place the item, it becomes a minecart with a command block in it, and the command block just summons in more items, and then it just basically hacks the game. And well, it doesn't hack the game, it just breaks the game because there's so much lag it all shuts down. So yeah, they did that.
Wow. Okay. That seems
Yeah.
like an oversight.
Yeah, and something that I can't see that they can fix particularly easy before Minecon, because it's been inherently a problem since, Minecraft Bedrock Edition began. So I don't know how they're going to try and solve that one other than just restarting the servers every 10 seconds to to get rid of that. So it could be interesting.
I'm a little confused here. The target audience for Minecraft is the early 20s. Yet the video shows a VCR being used. They have no idea how to use that. Huh.
So
Sorry.
I wanted to talk about the Tough Golem, because the Tough Golem, from the first video we saw of the Tough Golem, was that they said in the video it was it could hold an item and it would occasionally move around. And then if you read the Minecraft.net article about the Tough Golem, it actually says that it will go and pick up an item and then go back to the place where you basically spawned it in, which is a completely different idea and mechanic. And that potentially means, although very slowly, it works a little bit like the LA in the fact that it can go to somewhere, pick up an item and go and deposit that item potentially. Whether or not it can actually deposit it, I don't know, but maybe you could put a hopper underneath it and siphon the items out from the Tough Golem. And then, according to somebody on our podcast Discord, Mr. Balrog says that the Swedish translation actually suggests that the Tough Golem can hold any item and will pick up any item rather than... No, it will... Oh, excuse me. I'm just typing space in the Discord over and over again. I'm leaning on my keyboard. It can hold all items, not just any item that it comes across. So, yeah... Basically, the translation in Swedish suggests that it's much, much more capable of being an item transportation unit, which is quite interesting, I think, because that completely changes the game with that, because you could have that go into an area where there's items on the floor and go and deposit them somewhere else, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Does that change anything for you guys?
No.
Yes. Yes, legitimately. Okay, I'm going to go mining. I'm going to go mining, and I set up my beacon. I get started mining. 2 minutes in, my inventory's full. If I could have hoppers set up around my beacon base and create golems there, and they literally walk out there and keep picking up the stone and then going back over there, and then a hopper could siphon that off of them and put it into a chest, and they could continue to pick up stuff, they would be my vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, which is exactly what the LA does more efficiently, because the LA can pick up a stack of items.
Yeah.
And it's always on the go. Whereas the Tough Golem, it seems like it's going to randomly move. Like occasionally it's going to go wander off for something. Maybe it'll be every time it senses an item when it's nearby. I don't know. They haven't suggested that. All they've suggested it was occasionally. And
I thought the LA only did one.
No, the LA does a stack at a time.
But the difference is if a Tough Golem can pick up any loose item, whereas the LA can only pick up the one it's holding, then potentially you've got something that can go and pick up different variants of stone and different things and stuff like that. So how useful it would be, I don't know, but I think that's certainly quite interesting.
You mean I can have wireless backpacks that will pick up my junk for me?
Occasionally. Most of it would probably end up despawning, let's be honest.
Yeah, I was just going to say, by the time would move over there.
No, I'm talking about with the lays. You're
with
telling me.
Oh, yeah. That's why people were so excited.
You're only just catching up on a lay Slack. Jeez, it has been a while since you played Minecraft.
Right.
So,
how laggy are these things? I mean, if I have 20 or 30 following me.
Yeah, probably pretty laggy. They do fly in your face all the time. They make it impossible to mine anything because they're in your face all the time. They do they just willingly go and fly into lava because they're total morons. And they're good at getting stuck places. So, take it with a pinch of salt. They don't work very well on Bedrock Edition. But,
Texture pack can fix the flying in my face.
Yeah, an ideal. How can that? No, because it blocks your pickaxe.
No, I'll ignore him.
Okay, fair enough. Right.
Fast as I'm on.
Bear in mind, talking about this is still a lot of speculation rather than hard facts. So if we're assuming based on these bits of information we've got rather than knowing for sure, because like we said earlier, there is so much disparity between what you see in the videos to what's written on the website to what you see in the articles to what the devs tweet on Twitter. It's very difficult to know exactly what you're going to be getting. So go with your eyes, go with what you've seen, not with what you think might happen, and everybody vote for the sniffer so that Jessiie doesn't cry.
Yeah, basically.
The last piece of news is something I actually I screenshotted a tweet of a couple of weeks ago on my phone and forgot to bring it up last week, and that is that we got some offhand news for Bedrock Edition. There was a tweet put out by Megaspud, who is one of the Minecraft developers, and he tweeted that, oh geez, I've opened Twitter in the wrong browser and it wants me to log in and sign up, and I've already logged in, I'm already signed up, you stupid thing. It said, finally trying out Minecraft Java Edition on Stream Deck controller mapping is great. And then David, or Cornerhard MC, who's another Minecraft developer, says, oh man, just look at that offhand torch, winky face. So then somebody called Plague replied to that to say, is this a hint for Bedrock Edition getting more items in the offhand slot? To which David, Cornerhard MC, replied, at some point, but not sure which update yet, it's one of the Java exclusive features I enjoy the most. So I take that as pretty much confirmed that Minecraft or Mojang are intending to bring offhand over to Bedrock Edition, but it sounds very much like another eventually to me.
Yeah,
so don't get too excited just yet.
Yeah.
But that's positive, right?
Yeah. I'm happy to know that it's on their radar. Like, sure, we might not get it now, but the fact that he commented enough to say, I do like it and it will come, or like, sure, is enough to make my heart go, please.
I don't know what's holding them back, to be honest with you, because...
Oh, well.
Pardon?
Mobile, probably.
No, with experimental
I totally
features,
thought you said cowbell.
With the experimental item features, you can create any custom item and have it. There's an offhand component. You can say, do you want this to be holdable in the offhand? So that already exists. It works. You can't use it in the offhand, but you can hold it. So why can't they just put that onto the items that are hidden from us, the Minecraft ones, and go, oh, pickaxe, that'd be useful for someone to have in the offhand so that it can get mended when they're mending stuff. I don't know. It's there. Why? I get that's only half the job because we kind of want to be able to place torches with our offhand as well. But that already exists. Oh, they're falling asleep. Jeez.
Oh,
No,
I'm awake.
I'm not asleep. Not asleep. It's fine.
Thoughts on that at all? Any? No?
I mean,
see
go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
No, I insist you go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was just going to say stuff like that. Like, I don't know enough about the mechanics to know if it's easy or not. So like hearing you talk about it, it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, well, Foxy thinks it's doable, but I don't want to get stuck in that because you also know how to do things that I don't know how to do. So I'm like, I don't know if that's simple or if it's easy or if I don't know. So I don't have thoughts until I kind of hear something from their side kind of thing. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's how I feel.
I got a question for you then, Foxy, because from the way you make it sounds like some things are already possible. Could you go ahead and use your big brain powers out there and go ahead and make us a pack where we could hold pickaxes, shovels, swords, all these tools in our offhand. I don't even need to use them.
No,
where they could be
because you
mended.
can't affect Minecraft items. You can only do it with custom ones. You can only do it with new ones, which is why it's really annoying.
That's the stupid. Never mind. Right?
Yeah.
No.
I know. So just to give Jessiie and anyone listening that doesn't know a bit of enlightenment about how it all works. So blocks, entities, and items in Bedrock Edition are controlled by basically each one has a file, and the file is basically a list of components, and some of those components have options. So imagine you've got a list of like all of the things a mob can do. So that'll be like the ability to walk, the ability to jump, how far it can walk, what type of things it will target. So a whole bunch of those, and you can pick and choose whichever ones of those you want to add into your entity. And items have their own list. So the item list are like what can, if you click this with something, will it do something? Will it place a block? Will it create an entity? Does it have damage? So will it hurt things? Is it armor? Can you wear it? And blocks, they've got ones like, what can you place this block on? Can you do other things with this block? What shape is this block? So each thing has basically a big long list of things you can pick from, and you can put those in to custom build your blocks, entities, and items. You can't add in new ones. You can't change the ones that already exist. Some of them have options like you can tweak them a bit. So let's say you're targeted, you've got a mob that targets something, you can say what type of mob it's going to target and what the range it'll be, and either, do you need it to have any special requirements? So it can go quite in depth in that level, but at the end of the day, you're still bound by that particular component. So with the items, the component exists. It's called Minecraft Offhand. And if you put that on an item, you just slide that one into the list of the things that make that item. So if it's food, it's, is this a food item? It's got a food thing on there, and how long the duration of the saturation lasts. All those sorts of things are in there. Then you can hold it in your offhand. So it's literally just one line they have to type in to make that item go in somebody's offhand if they put it in their offhand. That's it. No, nothing else required.
Rubbish.
Interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Sadly, though, that is the end of this week's news, which does take us on to the bug date. And Jessiie, I can see you have a bug.
Yeah, well, it's just, I know it's one we all know about. It's one that's been talked about many times. But the only thing that's really been negative for me this week has been the random damage. When I will be going up scaffolding and all of a sudden I get to the top and then I have like 2 hearts of damage and I'm like, what happened there? Or when I'm flying in midair and all of a sudden I have damage and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't know why it happens. I don't like it.
Yeah, that does seem to come up quite regularly for us, doesn't it, that one? I don't know. It hasn't been fixed, I guess. Everybody upvote it if you can find a bug report for it.
Right?
Jessiie couldn't be bothered. She just wants to
Wow.
moan about it.
Couldn't be
Doesn't want to solve it. She doesn't want to help us all. She just wants to complain.
Wow. Okay.
Slag, you haven't played any Minecraft, so I'm assuming you haven't got any bugs.
No, my only bug that I was even going to mention was the one that we just kind of covered with the shulkers now having health and exploding when destroyed.
Okay. Well, that's good fun. I haven't got any other than, I went over a big old list of bugs for villagers last week. I'm not going to go through that again because it's the same list. I haven't really done anything else since then. So we'll go on to the community bug date. And we have Preston, who says, I was planning a shulker farm in the overworld, so I thought I would go through the steps in creative of getting shulkers through the end portal. I'm glad I did, because I run into a bug where mobs get sent through the overworld and end up around Y500 or 32,000. Shulkers are just stuck up there and never come down. So glad I didn't find out in survival. Yeah, I thought that had been fixed. Has it not been fixed yet?
No, not that I know of. It hasn't. Nope.
No, it hasn't. Jeez. Yeah, everyone should vote for that. So currently, shulker farms are really only, worth having in the end, because if you try and bring one through from the end to the overworld, your shulker will be above build limit and you won't be able to get it back down again. Great. Good job.
You left.
I didn't. Yeah. I'm okay. I was looking at the the bug report. Jeez, I'm so sorry. I won't look anymore. I'm just going to be like, yep, click it. Don't even look. Don't even read. It's fine. Lego Steve says, hello, Foxy, Slack, and Jessiie. Whenever I go through the nether portal, it takes like 2 minutes to load. And when I'm loading in, I hear damage sounds. And as soon as it's done loading, I get a you died screen. It's very frustrating because I've lost all of my good armor and many diamonds. I've never seen that happen. That would be incredibly frustrating.
The only time I could ever think of that happening was in the past, was in earlier versions where if you lit the nether portal from the side, you technically came through on the obsidian. But I thought that was, has that bug been fixed?
Yeah, it has. I've had it where I've gone through and it's taken absolutely ages to load in, but technically your player's already there. So you can, if there's a mob there or something like that, you can start taking damage. And sometimes you can control your player slightly as well before you've gone through, before you've actually, your screen's shown that you're in there. So if you're holding walk forward and there's lava lake in front of you, there's a strong chance you'll walk into that before you can actually see that you've done it. This particularly affects older devices, consoles, phones, iPads, things like that, rather than PCs. PCs generally tend to be a little bit more optimized on that. But yeah, I've had it where I've actually never loaded in. It's just stuck on loading portal, and my character's been there. The other people could see it, but I couldn't see it. And that doesn't just happen just going through portals. That can happen just coming into the game as well.
We had that a lot in season 1, remember? Because I remember it happened a lot with me and Tiz. We would go through a portal and get stuck in that screen, and then somebody would have to come and break the portal in the nether, or else we'd never get out of the loop.
Yeah. Yeah, so something's causing something to I mean, maybe you've got your render distance on high and it's just struggling to load in all of those chunks, or maybe the server that you're playing on, if it's a server, has a high render distance and it's forcing all of that data to your device, or you've got a slow connection, or the server's got a slow connection. It could be loads of different things. But I've even had that building this marketplace map, so I've got this mob in there that chases the player, and I can spawn in with it sort of the other side of the screen as I'm testing it. And by the time my screen's loaded, and bear in mind I'm on a very fast PC, it's already chased me down and killed me. So, it is a problem. I think there should be some sort of grace period where your player isn't actually in the game or is invincible until your screen shows that you're in. That would be amazing. But that's just unfortunately not how it works at the moment, sadly. If you got a bug report for that, Lego Steve, it would be very handy to have, because, yeah, that's a big problem, and I would like to see that changed.
Yeah, that one's very interesting. Oh, look, it's our friend Jade here, Maribella Jade here, with couldn't find a bug report, but creepers spawning 3 blocks from a sea lantern in the middle of the day on snow blocks. I'm so done with this happening, she said.
No, I don't believe it. It's impossible. How could that happen?
I'm not going to say it. I'm just no.
We know what this one is, don't we? Because it was fixed in the last update cycle, so it's probably back again. Do you remember the chunk borders light levels?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh God. But wait a minute.
Happens to me all the time on TV. It's annoying.
Yeah.
But, no, I haven't had that happen on TV in a while, and we're on like 10 on TV.
Yep. I get it. I get mobs spawning where they shouldn't. Have always, to be honest with you, but it seemed not as regular recently. But yeah, I bet that's what it is.
More torch spam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
torch,
chunk.
every
block gets a torch. Yep.
Yeah. Jeez. This is why we need to modify all of the Minecraft blocks to be a missive of 1, just a light level of 1 on all my Minecraft blocks.
and you gotta scrape them with an axe to take it off, right?
Yeah. Okay. Oh man, that'd be good. That'd be finally a use for the glow ink sacks. If you could click a block and make a block glow. Finally.
Glowing blocks.
No.
Bioluminescence.
Like can you make it not as laggy as the glow sign?
It wouldn't be, because it'd just be you're just changing the block property to emit light. It wouldn't be like a glow sign that has to have a fancy stroke border around the text, which causes all of the lag in the world.
So you're saying just give it a light level of like 1? Just
yeah. Oop, no more mobs.
I like this. Make it happen.
Good idea, Ben. We're not there yet, but we've already got one. Amazing.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So whoever's getting the list, there's one to go out into. Yep.
And again, I'd just like to say that is currently possible with the experimental version of blocks, but again, we can't affect the Minecraft blocks, so we can't do it. Very frustrating. Right. Hamster 82. Oh yeah, you did do one, Jessie. Sorry, I thought you hadn't done one. You've been so quiet today.
She keeps throwing stuff at the kid and closing the doors. What's going on, really?
Wow. I'm sat here unmuted. I'm just listening. I'm reading what you've told me to read. What do you want me to say?
Over there posting on Twitter.
Wow. Wow.
Hamster 82 says, "Hi pod crew. Since the latest update on Xbox typing signs, commands and general typing in chat is broken, the Xbox on-screen keyboard pops up and blocks your view of everything. It's on the Jira at MCPE 156575, but was thinking maybe you could have a quiet word with Jeff when you next see him and get this change reversed. Thanks, guys. Hamster 82. Don't worry. Jeff listens every week to this podcast. That's how he gets all of his good ideas for what he's going to inject into the game for us. So, in fact, I didn't want to say this until we were on episode 64 because that'd be a real big episode. But it's actually Jeff is the one that's going to be putting on all of our good ideas into the game.
Oh wow!
I'm so excited.
Yeah. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. How could he get that wrong?
We literally nailed down exactly how they should work. There's nothing you can do wrong with that. It's going to be perfect, guys. I can't wait.
All right, then. This one by Caleb Meyer says, "When I tried to make an infinite water source on scaffolding when I was making a mob farm, it didn't work."
Oh, man. Were you waterlogging the scaffolding, in which case waterlogged blocks won't join together to make another block? What's it called? A water source. Yeah. And that's the end of this week's Bugdate, jeez. What we get from Slack and Jessiie. Jeez. Are you guys on strike and I don't know about it? You're supposed to tell the boss if you're going on strike. Jeez.
Right. There he goes with that elevated status of boss again.
Yeah.
Right?
If you've got a bug and you want to share it with us, then do all the Discord-y, wishlisty, feedbacky, formy, emaily stuff. It'll be very handy. Speaking of wishlisty, we have the wish list now where each of us pick a thing that we would either really like or really dislike to be in Minecraft or not to be in Minecraft. And then we talk about what you guys want as well. And we've all got one this time. Jessie's starting off with something that I think is rather fantastic. What is it, Jessie?
So my wish for right now is I would love if you silk touched grass, it would stay the color that you silk touched. So like if I go to a swamp and I want like really weird icky colored grass, then if I silk touched it, I would keep that grass color. I think that would be so good. I would like it. Aren't leaves? Oh, leaves aren't always the same color. Yes, same for leaves.
Yes, I love this idea. I think it's brilliant. Yeah. What do you think, Slack?
I can't believe this is not a thing already. I'm sold.
Yeah.
No, I can't believe it either because, I mean, who wouldn't want an inventory full of different colours of grass? As you go around mining dirt and grass around an area between two biomes, that would be wonderful.
It would be great.
Okay, now suddenly it sounds bad.
No, it's good.
14 stacks of birch leaves that don't go together even though there's only 3 items in each stack because they're all a slightly different colour. I do really like this idea. I got to say, genuinely do. But we need bigger inventory to hold it all.
Well, good thing we talked about that already too.
Yeah. We need to let Izuma know that his little wheel in the middle needs to work for colour variation as well.
Somebody just needs to whisper in his idea about this and make him think it's his idea, and he can put out a video on it. Okay?
Yeah. Excellent. Right, Jessie, I think that should go in the good ideas bin. What do you think, Slack?
Yeah, good ideas.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right, whoever's making notes for us on the other side of the microphone, can you just write that one down, please? Thank you. Yeah. Saves me putting it in the bin. It is right next to me, but I'm very lazy.
We need. Look, they may even get their own channel on the Discord where they could post these things. Just saying. Mm-hmm.
Hey, don't offer power. Don't offer power. I don't give away power easily.
Channel. Well, it's over one channel. I mean, come on now. Well, what's the worst they can do? What? Put something inappropriate and then we ban them? I mean,
no, good point. Yeah, okay. All right.
I mean, we offer this as a job, where
So
they get
yours-
absolutely no pay and no respect, and then they do all the work for us.
So you're saying we should open up an entire Discord channel for the Good Ideas Bin and let somebody that's not one of us three have control of it?
Well, they got to prove that they can come up. They have to go back through like 39 episodes right now and get a list.
True. Okay. Well, to be fair, we've only been doing like the wish list since about episode like 9 or 10, I think. So
Look, Foxy,
not-
see, they
it's
can
not
get the
that
wish
many.
list.
It's
Look,
only about
they can
50 or 60 hours of podcast.
Okay, they can get all the info, post it, then we can find a reason for them to violate a rule and remove the power.
We would just change the rules.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good, Jesse, right?
Once they've done it, we just make a rule that anyone that's not us that posted in that channel's fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can get evil Jesse to help us with this too.
We have to wake her up first.
Why are you guys so mean to me today? What did I do?
What's the name of your second Twitch channel you just made?
Evil Jesse?
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Nice. Oh, jeez. Right, Slack. What do you want to be either added or removed from Minecraft?
The ability to have the biome scale slider. Large biomes, microbiomes, massive biomes, different world gen options other than just, you can just have a vanilla world. Yep. Amplified worlds. I'd like an amplified world, be a nightmare, but yeah.
Yeah, I used to like amplified worlds until we got mountains.
See, I really am a fan of amplified. I think it adds a challenge. I think it's a lot of fun. So I would be all for it.
Whenever I've suggested us doing something amplified, everyone's been like, no, it's too hard, it's too annoying.
I absolutely loved it. That's more or less what we did season 3.
Exactly.
yeah,
it took me
I
ages to
liked
shoehorn
it.
that idea in. It took me 3 seasons and a half.
I loved it. I would want to go back to do that again.
Okay, I'm up for this being in the good ideas bin. If that slider can also it can go from like amplified, but also really, really flat.
Yeah,
I want to
okay,
be able
yeah.
to squish the world down and make it flatter as well.
So like instead of like, mountains that go to 200, you got mountains that go like maybe 10 blocks tall. Now, that's a big mountain there.
No, not 10 blocks. I just like just so the rest of the world's not full of like cliffs. I don't want to keep floating, going on my boat to a desert and then having to climb up a cliff to get into the sand. I just like the rest of the world to be like it used to be.
You mean these meadow biomes? That's a meadow that goes up and looks like an extinct volcano.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Just
yeah.
a squish value on there as well. So you can, So at 0, it would be exactly vanilla. And you go down and you squish in the maximum Y level and you go up and you're increasing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we got a biome slider. So you can have small, medium, or large or extra large biomes. Okay.
Yeah.
So you could get a plains that was like, 4 regions altogether. And then you also get an amplification slider that at 0 is vanilla. At like 10, it's suddenly the mountains go up to Y200 everywhere. And then like at -10, it's like
super flat.
Almost old school.
Super flat, but with structures, basically.
Okay. Yeah. I like this.
And biomes. Super flat with biomes and structures would be amazing. I would play that. I would love that.
Yeah,
I want that.
I would like if you could have that slider that would go from either or. Like I think you could have a lot of fun with that for sure.
Yes. Okay. Right. That's another one in the good ideas bin. Can we make it 3 for 3? I found one this week on the feedback thing that I thought was okay. And it was fish bowls. I want a bowl that I can put a fish in, just one. I don't want to make an aquarium where the fish all get stuck or die or, get pathfindings. Yeah, despawn. I just want a fish bowl. Just put fish in it. And I don't want it to be cod or salmon. I want to get myself one of them little tropical fish and just put it in a fish bowl.
Yeah, sure. So
I don't have a problem with this. I sure, why not? A little fish bowl.
I thought I was gonna have to convince you a bit more. So here's the second part of my argument. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm not convinced, Foxy.
Nah, I don't know, Foxy. This might cause lag.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so everybody loves Pokemon, right? We know it's a world fact that literally everybody in the world, there isn't a single person in the world that doesn't love Pokemon.
Me.
We know that. It's fact.
Me, I don't like it. Yep.
Okay. Everybody in the world likes some form of collecting things. It can be girlfriends, playing cards.
So you're saying everybody on the planet's a hoarder?
Yeah. No, not a hoarder, but some people just have specific things they like to collect. Some people like to collect all sorts of different things. But my point is that everybody likes to collect things, and which is why Pokemon's a very successful game. And so are all of the things that you can get in cereal packets and all the other things, McDonald's toys and all that sort of stuff where you can collect a series. People like to do it. So the tropical fish come in, I think it's something like 1,500 different potential variations or something even more crazy than that, okay? No. So, but you can't show them off. If you go to the effort of trying to collect them all, the best you can do is put it in a bucket where you can't even see what it looks like. You just got the name, right? So if we could have a fish bowl that is effectively a block, but with that coloured fish in, and maybe the fish spins around a bit. It doesn't even have to do anything. Maybe it blows bubbles occasionally. I don't know. Right?
Maybe it's a GIF. Yep.
Yeah. You could actually have a collection which wasn't a fish tank, and you're going, I think there's 12 fish in there, but one's just oh no, I think I've got two of the same. You would know. It would be great.
Yeah, he had a very simple idea to begin with, and now he's
same
taking it to the
idea.
point where I'm not interested.
It's the same idea. I'm just giving you an extra reason to want them.
Yeah, no. See, you're literally trying to. This backfired. Like you sold me on just fish in a bowl.
Yeah,
and then you're like,
Got it.
like, collect them all. And I'm like, with my OCD compulsive disorder personality, I'm like, there's like 1,000 fish. No. Because could you imagine the corridor and the building? I'd have to build the house, all them. And then the hours in streams just gathering up fish, then going back and being like, nope, I've already got this one. Oh, this one's got a polka dot on its left side. Nope, I already got this one. No. You just convinced me. No. Yep.
Don't worry, Slack. Don't worry. I was a bit off with the number. There are only 2,700 naturally occurring variants.
Oh,
you can get 3,584 visually distinct variants with commands, but don't worry about the extra 1,200 because we were only talking about survival.
Chirp, cricket, chirp, chirp.
Yeah.
So are you saying
Can we
my
just
idea
have
is
a
not
fish in a
allowed in
bowl?
the good idea bin now?
Just cut all that extra stuff you said and just go
let me
back to
have the
fish in a bowl.
Yep.
It was only fish in a bowl. You don't have to collect them. That's just some people might like to.
I mean, now you say fish in a bowl, all I can figure is a wooden bowl with a fish in it that I just put over a campfire, you know?
Okay, right. I'm going to assume that you two really like this idea, so I'm going to put it in the wish list bin, idea of goodness, and see what the community have got to say. Dragoon starts with renewable sands, please. I needs it, precious. On Foxy's VIP, so I've been digging so much sand for glass, concrete, and TAT. It's beyond funny now. Ideally, though, it'll be a cool mob probably in the desert, some sort of sandman that burrows up from the ground in response to vibrations, maybe some sort of structure spawn, or they spawn like normal mobs but treat sand like powder snow when you have leather boots on, so then do sand layers and quicksand in the same update. There's a lot going on there, but I think basically what they're saying is snowmen with sand trails.
Or, what is it? Somebody dropped something. How the piglin dropped gold nuggets. Why can't Husk drop dust?
Oh, like they do bartering. The hugs. Yeah. The hugs.
Yeah.
You can drop something down for the husk and it'll barter.
No, not barter. Like when you kill a zombie pigman, it has a chance to drop a golden nugget.
Oh,
okay. And the golden nuggets combine up into an ingot. Why cannot a husk have a chance to drop sand or not a sand block?
That's a good idea.
Dust, and you can combine the dust up to make a sand block.
Okay.
Then I could actually make a farm in a desert to specifically farm sand from husks. Yeah,
I quite like that idea. I don't mind like a little snowman that does sand trails either, because snow farms are easy enough, aren't they? But either of those I'd be happy with. What do you think, Jessie?
Yeah. Yeah. No. Sorry. No.
Play with your Nintendo Switch. Play with your Switch.
No, I'm here. I was just I'm listening.
Post on Twitter. Hold on. I'm loading up
I
Twitter.
have.
Hold
Oh
on.
my god.
Jessie B. Hold on. Let's see if Jessie's posting on
Who
Twitter.
are you on the phone with, Jesse? Who are we keeping you from?
No one. I'm listening.
Jessie B. When was your last Twitter post? Hold on. Let's go to Jessie's page.
Wow.
Hold on. 29 minutes ago. Oh, that was during the news segment, so that's okay.
Yeah, right.
Go on.
Anyway,
like this idea?
I do like that idea. I think it's a good
What was
way.
the idea?
The dust, though. So where you lost me, and the part that I was thinking about, geez, since you doubt me and are trying to make me prove myself, the dust concept. I don't know if I like it, but I'm wondering if I just don't like it because I know that it has a lot to do with like modded. And again, we're gonna go back to Jessie's brain being like, it's too modded. So I don't know.
Like
I think
suddenly
I like
I'm
it.
Team Tough Golem. Yeah.
I just want to point out, Jelly. Oh my god.
At least I get your names right. You know?
Yeah, when you turn up. Oh, geez.
I'm done. You can finish the rest of the podcast without me.
So good.
You can get Jelly to be here.
All of these wish list ideas are modifications to the game. So when you're moaning about it being too modded, of course, because we're modifying the game to make it better. Oh, jeez. Sorry,
But
Jelly.
she was fine with playing with Ice Ocean so she could see diamonds and everything else. Yeah.
Hey, I didn't do that. I wasn't one of those ones.
That wasn't one
Not
of
on
those.
camera or stream. Right. Gotcha. I understand.
Wow.
Okay.
I am feeling very attacked today. Jeez.
Sorry, it's just those long dramatic pauses, Jesse, makes it seem like you're not listening. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that my brain needs to think. I started this podcast saying my brain is not working today. So it's taking me a little longer. I am so sorry.
Brain rebooting.
Please hold.
Yes.
You are number one in the queue.
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, geez. Okay, well, I think let's just hold off on this idea being in the good ideas bin for a second, because Rotated Alface, assuming Jesse falls asleep and doesn't listen to this one, has got a good idea, isn't it?
Rotated Alface says, how about a stone grinder that you can put stone into that grinds it increasingly small? Stone to cobble, cobble to gravel, gravel to sand.
Yes.
Except for sandstone, which goes straight into sand.
Yes.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-mm. Nope.
And you have to jump up and down on it
Yep.
to make it work.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
Nailed it.
Why?
Done.
No.
Why?
No.
Why?
No. I like the idea of, like, if you want things, you can farm them. I don't like the idea that I can mine one thing and just immediately turn it to another.
All right, let's get rid of the stone cutter. Let's forget
Okay.
that. It's a stupid idea. Let's get rid of the crafting
let's get rid
table,
of it.
because you can make things out of that. You can't farm them, and you can make things. Get rid of that.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's get rid of all of the interactive parts of the game and just focus solely on farms.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, let's do this. I mean,
Well,
you act like
unfortunately,
that's a bad
your
idea. They
farm's not
literally
gonna
made a
work because-
version of the game where you could only carry one block.
Hold on. I have a baby at my door.
There's two different. There's lots of different ways people like to play the game. Farming absolutely is brilliant, and yes, if we could farm sand, I would farm it. But I also really like the idea of when you're in a pinch, being able to go, I've got loads of cobble, I've got loads of stone. Let's just chuck it in the grinder and get sand quickly that way, or gravel, because then that fulfills the small need when you need it. I don't like the idea which is the next one, which you can talk about, which overly automates it, but just to put a stack, just like a stone cutter, put a stack in, get a stack out. I think that'd be great, personally.
I would like it if a block could be destroyed to its next state. You know, okay, so you want silk touch something, it becomes what it is, okay?
Yeah.
But if I break stone with a pickaxe, it should become cobble. If I break cobble with a pickaxe, it should become gravel. If I break gravel with a non-silk touch shovel, it should become sand.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't like the idea of a workstation to do it. I like the idea that it's a side effect of not having silk touch.
I quite like the workstation and the silk touch thing. I think there's a place for having a workstation to just do that by the stack. I don't think this takes away from having sand farms. I really don't. I think the idea of having a sand farm is a really good idea, because sand is, I mean, you can go around and destroy so many deserts, and then the desert's just a worthless place to you then. It's just a whole area of the world that there's pointless going to because it's just gross because you've destroyed it. So
because it's boring and dead and needs a biome update, but instead they'd rather have us all fight over which mob we want in the game.
Yeah, so I personally, I would put both of those things in the good ideas. I understand your reservation on the crafting table version, but I really don't see how it's any different to a stonecutter. I really don't.
I would be sold on the crafting table version if the blocks also were affected without silk touch.
Yes.
With fortune. Yeah. With fortune. If I hit it with fortune, or I hit it with, I don't know, maybe a new enchantment, If I go to mine cobble with a pickaxe that's not got silk touch on it and it turns to gravel, I'd be fine.
Yeah, I would. I think that'd be great. Is Jessiie back?
No, she's yelling at the kids still.
Okay. Right, okay. Moving on to the next one then, so we can tie this little link of requests together. We've got Jason Slack.
Jason over here says, neat if you could put that on a hopper line and make a glass factory. I'm confused what Jason says.
So Jason's saying the grinding machine, you put it over a hopper and you have a hopper going in and then you fully automating stone to sand to glass. And that's where I draw the line and say no.
I agree with you on that. I say no on that. That's too automated then.
Yeah. I know we can do similar sort of things with stone and furnaces, but it's not quite the same.
Yeah. Who was it? It was Il Mango that made a video about an auto crafting station that however things went in, it would auto craft. For me, that feels too modded. Yeah. And like, I just want to say something to the viewers or listeners out there right now. Just because we're disagreeing on how stuff goes doesn't mean that we're opposed. You know what I mean? Nobody ever is going to play the game the same. There's no right or wrong way to play Minecraft. We're just expressing our opinion on whether we like something or not. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Jessiie, did you see or hear Jason's addition to this?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were just saying that we think that's probably a little bit in the realms of too far. So basically the idea is you've got a chest full of stone going into a hopper that goes into a grinder that goes into another hopper that goes into, and basically a chain of those, and out the bottom of that's coming sand, which goes into a furnace. So you turn in stone straight into glass effectively. And I think you can invent some incredible machines with that, but I think that's just too much. I think if you're going to have a grinder, which I genuinely do like the idea of, it has to be like a stone cutter where there's the interaction by the player.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So where are we all sitting on this then? Slacks basically said, Jessiie, if you missed it, that he will happily have the grinder providing that you get the effect from the pickaxes. So if you silk touch stone, you get stone, but if you don't, you get cobble, which is how it works. If you silk touch cobble, you get cobble. If you don't, you get gravel. If you silk touch gravel, you get gravel. If you don't, you get sand.
That sounds so much more complicated than just sticking stuff in there and letting it do its thing.
Well, it's the same thing as just how cobblestone works now, but it just means other blocks will break down. Or he said the alternative to that was to have an enchantment on a different enchantment, the opposite to silk touch, if you like, on a tool, so you could break it down that way.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I could get behind that. If that's what gets it.
Mash and bash, level 3.
If that's what gets it into the good ideas, Ben, I'll sure. Yeah. Why not? Let's do it.
Brilliant. So we've just added sand farms, grinders, and a whole new enchantment into the good ideas bin. Unfortunately, Jason, your automation dreams have been squished, which takes us on to Brood, who says, some sort of rocketless flight enchantment for the Elytra. Everyone and their mother makes large sugarcane farms and some sort of creeper or gas farm to get rockets after getting Elytra. Then they spend the rest of their days worrying about if they have enough rockets to get by. Some sort of enchantment that allows you to either need no rockets or fewer would make it less annoying to keep track of and cut down the lag of producing farms. I think the whole rocket process is brilliant. I love it. I don't want to get rid of that. I think it's a bad idea, Brood. Sorry.
I think Brood needs to, go back pre-rockets and just start shooting himself with a punch bow.
Wow. Yeah, that was pretty rough. That was pretty rough, to be fair, yeah.
Yeah. Why would you want to take that away? I don't understand. Why? Just free flight.
Well, that's what the punch bow was, yeah.
Well, it wasn't. You had to either have a lot of arrows or, well, it was a bug as well. It wasn't supposed to work like that, but that's what people used it for. But Oh, man. What do you think, Jessie?
No.
Yeah,
no,
bad
that's
bird.
it's so lazy. Why just give them creative flight? It's okay. Just put an enchantment on there and they can just creative wherever they want. No, just no.
No, I think that the grind of getting rockets is what makes flight
Yeah.
worthwhile. I still think flight's way too OP because you can go so far on rockets with very little effort. You fly up to Y300 and you can go for about 4,000 blocks before you hit the ground, and with no rockets.
I mean, they want flightless rockets. Wait till it rains and just use your Riptide Trident.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You want the fastest way to travel in the game. Rain, Elytra, Riptide Trident, you will go nuclear speeds.
Yeah. There you go, Brood. Get a trident.
and play with your world with always rain. Yep.
That one is firmly in the bad ideas bin, I'm afraid. In fact, I think I'm just going to shred that one because I really dislike it.
Yeah, don't even want to ever bring that one back up.
Yeah. Jessie, what's... Purple's backlog.
Yeah, my Purple says, I think we should be able to craft elytras with some netherite and maybe nether stars. It would make it easier to get elytras late game when most cities are searched.
No.
Pardon? Oh, craft elytras. I thought it was on about crafting netherite with elytras and nether stars. What?
No. They want to be able to
Craft elytras.
Yeah, yep.
No, the elytras are common enough. They're very easy to get hold of. I've got a shulker box full, and I've only ever used like 2 or 3 of them. I don't think there's any need to craft elytras at all. I think they should be collectible only.
Yeah,
sorry.
Agreed.
Yeah. No, this one does not make it to the good idea bin. Bad.
No,
Shred it.
also shredded. Okay,
Yeah.
Slack. Let's see if we
Jason
can get
here.
a good one.
Jason here with a new idea, a snake mob. 5 blocks long, 1 block high, moves in a sinuous way, can poison different colors and different biomes. No sea snakes, though. I hate those.
5 blocks long?
I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
That's a basilisk.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind
Jason.
like little grass snakes or something. Not that bit you or anything like that, but
Blocks
just like
long, 1
but
block
like
high.
a giant sea. Oh, well, not sea serpent, not land water ones. Giant serpent. Oh, jeez. No.
No.
I'll pass.
It's about like sharks. No, not interested. No.
Guess what? Purple's back. I think there should be some kind of heavy piston that could move obsidian, maybe reinforced deep slate too. This would create many ways to make many farms. I don't think we should be able to move reinforced deep slate because that's not intentional, but I do like the idea of a reinforced or heavy piston that could move more obsidian and perhaps even more blocks than just 12 in a line. So I'm up for a heavy piston.
All right, so a heavy piston, what would it require to craft it?
Obsidian instead of cobble. And an iron plate instead of wood.
Okay.
And super redstone? Instead of
Super-
redstone, though?
Super
redstone.
redstone.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I'm sold on it then. Yep.
Okay, good. Excellent. Well done, Purple. You got one of the good ideas. Bit. Oh, jeez.
Plud says, a giant worm that could be lured and trained to create tunnels.
No.
Yeah, I would lean towards no. I don't know what it is. I'm not feeling it.
Okay.
No, how would you like it if I suddenly lured one of these tunnels right through your beautiful build?
Ooh, angry.
Okay. Hang on, guys. Many ago, I had a Minecraft video where I talked about wanting 2 things for the nether, as it used to be. I wanted sticky boots and nether rats. And the advantage of the nether rat was it was a very large, evil-looking mob that you could ride. And if you tamed one and you rode it, it would not only be able to run up walls and hang off the ceiling so you could get all those tasty ores on the nether ceiling, but you would also be able to effectively tunnel with it. It would bury into the ground and it would create either a 2x2 or a 3x3 tunnel. That would have to obviously be manually operated rather than trained and lured like a giant worm. So I don't mind something that can dig through relatively soft blocks. I don't think we should have anything that could go through like stone or deep slate, but something can go through netherrack and dirt effectively, or sand. I'd be okay with.
So can I release a bunch of gophers in your area then?
What?
a gopher.
No.
But
No.
you want mobs that can go through dirt. So, it'd be a fun prank. We come over there and put like 10 gophers in your area.
No, they wouldn't do it on their own. They wouldn't just go
Okay.
around creating tunnels. That would be a
Controllable.
player controlled.
I don't like the idea of like it digs a 2x2 or a 3x3 tunnel. That feels so modded.
Well, you don't have to like it. It was just an idea. It's better than a giant worm.
So hurt over there. Nothing, Jessiie.
No, yeah. That changes things a little, doesn't it? It's like, wait, maybe.
Can I just get an auger in the game? And just,
It's different.
It's different.
Does it drop the blocks?
Look, if I said to you, can we get like what they called? Oh man, the hook thing where you fire it out and you zip line hook thing. What they called? Jeez,
Grapple?
yeah. In the game, everyone would be like all over it. Yes, I want a grapple. Right?
No, we got ender pearls.
Ender pearls are dumb. Ender pearls kill me
it's a
every
grapple.
single time.
It's a grapple.
No, it is not. It's not a grapple. No.
It's
No.
a grapple.
You
It's a
fall. If you hit the side of something with an ender pearl, you fall. A grapple grapples, you stick. And then you can choose to let go and fall.
I didn't make a good grapple. I did a wind up. I did a throw of my grapple. It arced up, missed, caught the very bottom block on this island, and now I'm stuck dangling from this island. But it's okay because I can cut the cord myself.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
I can sit here and reevaluate my fate for the next 5 minutes and complain in video. Yeah, this happened.
I'm in control over my death. I can stay there all day. It's all good. Shut up. Okay, right. Well, stupid giant worms and snakes are out. So are netherrads, apparently. With the last wish list stack. Come on, let's make it a good one.
I would like the ability to levitate in a survival world, said Jason.
Yeah. So this is like a potion effect rather than just being hit by a shulker. Yeah, something like that.
That's made out of a shulker shell? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I don't know how useful it would be apart from getting a head start on your your rockets, I guess.
Well, I mean, you could use that as an elytra launcher, because now that you can make shulker farms anywhere, so you get all the shells, you make the potions, you walk up to it, and it levitates you, and you go get your cup of coffee, and you come back, and you're suddenly at Y300, and then you can just glide away without using any rockets.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind something like that if there was a way to stop once you'd reached a certain height, because how many times, because obviously scaffolding doesn't exist because it's useless, have you pillared up with grass or netherite or something, netherrack or something like that, and then you've fallen off or you've had to go down and then you're having to do a secondary pillar? If you could just take a levitation potion and float back up there and then stop when you got to the point where you wanted to stop, that would be quite useful.
You mean a bucket of milk?
You've solved the problem. Excellent. Yes. Levitation in the game. I want this.
That was so good.
Yes. Buckets of milk's needed added to the game as well.
Oh,
Secure levitation. It makes sense. Like, we'll add those in the good ideas bin too. And that's the end of the wish list. And we had many, many good ideas there. So whoever is keeping in, up with all of these, make sure you've written them all down perfectly. We want them all 100% correct. And then hopefully at some point in the future, we'll be able to see all of these listed on the Discord. Speaking of the Discord, if you've got a good idea that you want like to be in the in your Mojang, oh, geez, I've lost it, in Minecraft, or if you just want to give us the opportunity to make you feel very stupid, then you can leave us a wish list item by sending us an email at news@theminecraftupdate.com, or you can fill out our handy feedback form, which is on the minecraftupdate.com website, or you can join the Discord and leave it in the appropriate channel. Speaking of using all of those communication methods, you can use those to ask us a question, totally unrelated to wish list, that is a question without wanting something. So we have those, which we're going into now. And we've only got 4 this week.
Yeah, well, y'all
Well,
gonna
I
have to
mean,
start the 4
I was
without
going to say
me.
it's pretty good. We're almost at 2 hours.
Yeah. The first question is from Me is John, and unfortunately, Me is John, we've already answered it, and it is, Foxy, can we get an actual good idea has been posted somewhere, maybe on the Very Unfinished Podcast website or the Discord channel? It can be like a collection of all of the FJS approved ideas and your idea enhancements. Mojang would appreciate a place to be reminded about all those things they're obligated to get into the game since you approved them. Yes, I don't know if you were listening earlier in the podcast, Me is Jen, but Me is Jen. Jeez. But yeah, you could be the one. Me is
That's
John.
what I was just thinking. Me is John, and then in quotations by their name, good ideal manager.
Yes, that sounds. Oh, what a position to hold. Oh my goodness me, yes.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm sold on John doing this. What about you, Jessiie?
Yep. I has my vote.
Yeah, it would be incredible. Well done. Thank you for volunteering there, John. We can't wait to see that list and present it to us at your earliest convenience. Thank you very much. Okay. The next question.
Connor says, question for anyone. How do you stay motivated on a huge and daunting build? Like, I'm inspired and I keep having ideas to keep going, but jumping back in and getting into that grind is hard sometimes.
If you feel like you need to take a break, take the break. Don't
Yeah.
force yourself. If you force yourself, you're not gonna enjoy it. And then when you stop enjoying it, you don't ever want to come back to it. That's my opinion.
Well, Jessiie, have you got an opinion? Because I've got an opinion.
So when it comes to keeping yourself motivated, I'd say I'm not the best person to ask. I'm just stubborn. I don't like leaving things uncompleted. And so I just kind of dive in too hard, too fast. So I'm probably just not the best person to ask.
My theory is always to break it into stages, and then you've got a series of accomplishments that can keep you motivated and happy along the way. So if it's a mob farm, for instance, and you've got like a big old collection area to do, then build that, and that's a tick off the list. And then build the stages where the mobs will spawn, and that's a tick off the list. And every time you achieve something, it fills you with a little bit of goodness on the inside, and it can help bring back that motivation to move on to something else, or at least gives you a point where you can go, I can finish that bit and take a break, and I'm not going to be lost in trying to pick this up later on at another time. So it's nice way of dealing with things is to just break them up into bite-sized chunks,
Like you're doing with your villagers, right? Mm-hmm.
Yes, break them to pieces. Yes. Smash them to bits, bite-sized chunks of villager. Feed them to all the little fishes I've got in my fish bowls around my base, all 2,700 of them. Yes.
He did it again, Jessiie. He's bringing it back up.
He's always going to bring it up.
You know, I am going to take my Minecraft character and I am going to dodge roll away from this fish bowl.
Wait, he said it. It wasn't me. Okay, Slack, a question for you by the sounds of it. It's your favorite topic.
Oh, thank you. I remember our friendship. It's long. Yeah. Hawkeye here, 1889 with, is RTX being purposely ignored or is it just me? ? It seems like every update it gets worse. Or am I missing something obvious here? Foxy, you want to respond?
I don't know. I don't know. To me, the RTX was nothing more than a gimmick. It seems to have been pretty much dropped by anybody that does anything with the marketplace. It's not featured anywhere. No one's talking about it. Mojang aren't talking about it. It doesn't work half the time. I think they must have realised that it didn't, draw in as many millions of game sales as they thought it would do. So perhaps it just, it's not a money-making stream for them that they think is worth putting extra time into, which is a shame because they built an entire engine on it. And it could be so much better. Maybe they're working on something in the background to make it so much better, and it's just going to be a big job, and they're going to announce it at some point. But I think for the meantime, it's probably on the big old pile of stuff we're going to do eventually in the background.
Like offhanding, right?
Yeah, like offhanded. It's the one just underneath offhanded. I can see
just underneath
the edge of the piece of paper sticking out because it's really shiny on the top.
Right near sweeping edge, right? And combat update.
Yeah. I think that's
Wouldn't that be surprising if all of a sudden they're like at Minecon, they're like, okay, time for the combat update. You're like, what? Huh?
Yeah, can you imagine if this is the combat update? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh jeez. We got an offhand. That's about it.
Look, if the update dealt with just offhanding abilities, I would
be happy. I would be done. I would be like, best update ever.
Yeah.
If they do a combat update and it doesn't have dodge rolling in, I'm going to be a bit. Be like, the one opportunity you had, guys, you stabbed me in the back. Wow. Jeez. Okay, our last question is from none other than our favourite listener, Purple. And Purple here.
I'm sorry. I love you, Purple, but DJ Chris didn't ask no questions this week? Did you check the emails?
DJ Chris did leave a lot of bug reports, to be fair. But then we picked one of them.
DJ Chris, where's our questions, man?
So,
really sad over there.
So Purple, clearly a very active member of the community, obviously very involved in all of everything that we all do, which is really nice to see.
Love
and I
it,
love the fact that they're asking so many questions. So that's why Purple asks the question. Hey, Purple here. I was wondering why you guys don't stream Java more often. It would give a better perspective of both versions to people. Also, sorry about tearing into Bedrock Edition last time. Purple. I stream from Java Edition twice a week. Just saying.
I'm taking it that Java is Purple's game of choice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think at the end of the day, why we don't stream in general, because Foxy just said he does stream twice a week. But in
Slack
general,
used to on the hardcore server, and Jessiie used to on the hardcore server.
Yes.
Yeah.
But why we don't more?
In fact, recently, in the last couple of months, there's been an awful lot of Java Edition streams from the three of us and the Truly Bedrock members. Yeah.
Yes. But for the most part, we stay on Bedrock because, one, that's where a lot of our audience is. Two, Java is very, very oversaturated, and you can literally watch 100 million thousand people playing Java at any point in time. And so we have our own little niche here. We are not against Java. We do play Java, so we do have Java kind of insights, but we're not gonna be mostly Java players at the end of the day. Sadly.
Slack, you're going to start streaming some more Java for Purple?
No. The problem I have with Java Edition, and this one's going to sound so probably petty, is I get on Java and I play Java, and the colors, for one, I don't like. The difference between Bedrock and Java. There is a color difference and lighting difference, and it hurts my head. But two, I start experiencing a different game. Though they're called Minecraft, they are, aside from basic things, they are nothing alike. They are nothing alike. The tool movement's different. The sounds are different. They are not the same game, even though they're the same name and they follow the same principle. They're not the same. They're just not the same.
But last time you got into Java Edition with Jen, you said, I can't do Java Edition for a while because that's all I want to play when I play it.
Yeah, that's another reason too. That's why. Well, look, my fan base. Let's be honest here. My fan base is mostly Bedrock, and if I start playing Java and I get used to it, and then all of a sudden I start liking these features like offhanding and the ability to shift double click things, and I like the tool animations and everything like that, and I think it feels smoother. And I've got a computer now that I don't have to worry about it lagging because I can just throw more power at it. Java can run great on my computer, but then I don't want to play Bedrock. My fan base is mostly Bedrock. That's not helping my channel at all.
Yep. Thoughts, Foxy?
No, I haven't got any thoughts on that. I was just hoping we might extend our last question out just a little bit, but I think we are just about at or over the 2-hour mark now, which unfortunately means... Well, yeah, but by the time we've cut out all of the bits that you forgot to speak,
Wow.
And the other stuff that we, the pauses we had, we'd probably only been about 20 minutes in at this point, I think.
I think you're exaggerating there just a bit.
Just a little bit. So, yeah, unfortunately, that is the end of today's questions. Again, if you want to get in touch with us, ask us a question, leave us some on the wish list, send us a bug date, or just drop us off some feedback, then you can do that by joining the Discord or sending us an email to news@theminecraftupdate.com or filling in our handy online feedback form, which isn't ever so handy at the moment because it keeps crashing. Anyway, all we got left to do now is tell you what we're going to be doing this week, starting with Jessiie B, who is going to be
Streaming 4 days a week and having a video this week. I'm not sure of the date yet. Still have to finish the edit, but there will be a video this week.
Excellent. This is good news. What about you, Slack?
As of right now, for the foreseeable future, I'm still grinding out daily content on the second channel. I'm getting the itch for Minecraft, and I may have something new starting here soon. But as of right now, streams, I don't. They happen when they happen.
Amazing. Well, I should hopefully be on track for the rest of this week, which will be my Twitch streams on Tuesday and Wednesday evenings. No, they won't. It's Wednesday and Thursday evenings. my YouTube stream on Thursday mornings and video out on Saturday. However, I'm also going to be crunching like crazy on Saturday evening to try and get the my Minecon video out. So keep your eyes peeled for that, but that might affect things a little bit going into next week. But hopefully it won't. Hopefully you've all had an amazing podcast. I know I have, and all I've got left to say is the same thing that I say at the end of every single podcast. And that is that if you accidentally called Jessiie B Jelly B, make sure you're at least an arm's distance away. Otherwise, you might have too much purple in your eye.
I don't. I mean, is she going to throw an iPad at you and slam the door on you next?
What?
I was just trying to show her my Lego, bro.
I'm done with you guys. I'm out.
Good talk, Jessiie. Good
Bye.
talk. Yeah.
See you later,
go
guys.
take your iPod
Bye.
and go in the other room. Yeah.
Bye.
It's goodbye to all the chips.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Nice notes.
Well, as you can hear, I've got to go.
Okay.
Jeez.